Hello, welcome to PhyzQuest. This is the solution video for CSIR Net December 2019 Part A, question number 5. So the question is, Karan's house is 20 meters to the east of Rahul's house. Mehul's house is 25 meters to the northeast of Rahul's house. So with respect to Mehul's house, in which direction is Karan's house? So this is a direction based question. So first of all, we have to understand and draw the direction so that it will be easier for us to evaluate the answer here. So first of all is we have Karan's house is 20 meters to the east of Rahul's house. So first let's draw the direction. So this is the directions. So here Karan's house is 20 meters east to the Rahul's house. So if you draw it, so Rahul's house if this, then 20 meters east is the Karan's house. So next is Mehul's house is 25 meters to the northeast of Rahul's house. So that means here this is, if this is Rahul's house, Mehul's house is 25 meters northeast to the Rahul's house. Northeast means it is making an angle of 45 degrees to this direction, to east direction and north direction. So Mehul's house will be somewhere here. So like here. So it is 25 meters to the northeast of Rahul's house. Our question is to find out, see this is Karan's house, this is Mehul's house. So our question is to find out Karan's house with respect to Mehul's house. This is our question. So here we exactly don't know. We have a pictorial representation here, but we exactly don't know the position of Mehul's house with respect to Karan's house. So here see Mehul's house position can be exactly here, exactly north of the Karan's house, or towards here or towards here. It cannot be anywhere. We have to deduce that by using certain law. So in order to answer this question, what we have to do is we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem. Why Pythagoras theorem? See, Pythagoras theorem is a relationship between three sides of a right angle triangle. Okay. So when we apply Pythagoras theorem, and if the purpose is to check whether there is any formation of the right angle triangle, and if it is forming exactly the right angle triangle, then we can define the position of the Mehul's house. If it is not forming a right angle triangle, then we have to check other ways. I mean, the direction can be confirmed by if we check that if there is any formation of the right angle triangle here. So now here the relationship between the three sides of a right angle triangle here we have to establish. And here this is the structure that is we have derived from the question. Now in Pythagoras theorem there are three things. One is the hypotenuse, one is the perpendicular, another is the base. These are the three sides. So here we have the law is hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus the base square. So here this is your base and this is your hypotenuse. So this is the perpendicular. Now we have to apply, we have this value and this value is already given, and we have to check whether this perpendicular value, if we are actually hypothesizing that it should be a right angle triangle. That's why we are checking if by using this law the hypotenuse square and the base square, if it is a perfect square, if it come out as a perfect square, that means we can say that Mehul's house is in the north of the Karan's house. or rather Karan's house is in the south of the Mehul's house, which is actually the question. We have to derive the position of the Karan's house with respect to Mehul's house. Okay, so now here hypotenuse is equal to 25 meter here and base is 20 meter. So let's put the value in this formula. So hypotenuse square minus base square, that is 25 square minus 20 square. So 25 square is 625 and 20 square is 400, which is equal to 225. Now 225, if it is a perfect square, then we can define the direction of the Mehul's house with respect to Karan's house. So it is 225 is actually the square of 15. So it is a perfect square. That means Mehul's house is actually in the north of Karan's house. So now we have to check the options here. So our question is, with respect to Mehul's house, in which direction is the Karan's house? So we have found out that Mehul's house is in the north of Karan's house. So that means we have to find out the position of the Karan's house, which implies Karan's house is actually the south of the Mehul's house. So the answer will be here option B. Thank you.